Hello, this is Bill Claudsey, and I've been waiting in this vintage cube queue for about 20 minutes, so it better be worth it. But we'll do our best. Pack 1. A couple cool targets for stuff. Progenitus, Elishnorn. Birds of Paradise is nice. Keeps you open to a lot of the ramp options. Those are going to be better than the fetch lands here, although fetch lands are usually safe picks. And Hellrider is a nice mono-red card to go into. So I wouldn't fault you for taking like any of 6 cards in this pack, but I'll start with Birds of Paradise here. Just good old green ramp, keeps you open to stuff, and this is one of the best pieces in that deck. No actual power there. So a note on Cube in general, especially Holiday Cube or the Vintage Cube, which is powered, is that, well, first of all, it takes a lot to get into, and second of all, once you figure out some key combos or powerful pieces of decks, you like unlocks that tech for you, and you can start drafting around it. So an example is like knowing the Fast Bond, Crucible of Worlds, Strip Mine set of cards. Once you know that that exists and how to use it, kill all your opponent's lands, then you know when you see one of those cards why you're taking it. And if you don't know why it's in the cube, you're just like, well, what's it doing here? Why would I want burning? I mean, if it's just to do the effect on the card, it's not really worth it. Nissa here. What is a good follow-up? I'm going to take Tropical Island. Definitely blue-green is the direction I tend to take my green decks, if not monocolored. And that's a good piece here. Nothing else in that pack's really that great. Yeah, there's a lot of examples of like combos you can kind of see and unlock, things to look out for. Voltaic Key and Time Vault is one they kind of took out of the cube because it was just too powerful or too annoying to play against. Take infinite turns, and then sometimes someone would concede when you assembled that combo, and sometimes they'd be like, no, you still have to beat me. You can take infinite turns, but that just means you're going to draw your whole deck. What about this pack? All right, Lotus Cobra is another fine ramp piece. It's going to be good here, and nothing else is really that powerful. Golgari's Signet. I do avoid Signets in the green ramp deck because a lot of cards reward you for having actual creatures in play. Craterhoof Behemoth, Opposition, things like that. Of course, you'll take the Moxen because they're just so powerful. Here, Elves of Deep Shadow, one of the weakest elves you can get because it's just doing damage to you and adding an off color. Now, that changes if you are in a green-black version, but that's kind of less common. And Acidic Slime is just going to be great here. Ramping up to this and killing a land or some enchantment that's about to kill you is solid. Maybe the most innately powerful card in the pack is Balance. If you build a lot of artifact ramp, this can just destroy your opponent's hand and all their lands, and even their creatures. So it's a pretty cheap Wrath effect if you're going in that direction. But since we're so creature-based, we're not really getting card advantage out of it. So, yeah, nice to see Jiraga Treespeaker, often considered the best mono-green 1-drop for ramp. Rafellos probably being the best 2-drop ramp card there if you have a lot of forests in your deck, and hopefully we see that, or Gaia's Cradle or something, the best 0-mana ramp card. Anyway, Jiraga Treespeaker here, passing, well, some interesting, Savannah, Den Protector type cards, but this is going to be the best for us. What is this doing here? Ulamog's funny because any kind of ramp deck can play it. A lot of decks will be able to sneak this into play, like Sneak Attack. But we're just going to be able to cast it. 10 mana is like one of the cheaper options we have to go into, and with this start, we'll be able to get there easily. Lotus Cobra ramps like crazy when you have any fetch lands. and we'll pass up on Fauna Shaman, doubt it wheels, but you never know. Ooh, Mirari's Wake. Thragtusk and Primal Command, these are actually really great and almost impossible, well, Thragtusk certainly, almost impossible for a burn deck to beat. Awakening Zone could be really good if we end up getting opposition. Certainly if we get it into play, it can help ramp our mana up bit by bit every turn. Tough. Yeah, so Mirari's Wake would mean going into white. Awakening Zone has potential to be one of the better cards in our deck if we end up having a good blue payoff. Wall of Blossom, sweet art here, but we'll take another Llanowar Elf type card, Fyndhorn Elves. Old Ice Age throwback, Vraska. This is a better Vraska than the old one from Return to Ravnica, but the art on that just makes it one of my favorite cards ever. Vraska Unseen. Gideon of the Trials, or is it Vraska the Unseen? Well, whatever, Vraska's much representation in this pack. Primus Wheels. If we had Natural Order, it's a way to cheat Progenitus into play, and this thing has protection from everything, so that's kind of neat. But since we don't have a way to cheat Progenitus into play, maybe we'll get it, but I think Woodfall Primus is just a good enough payoff in its own right. Sometimes this wins you the game more easily than a Progenitus, but certainly it's easier to get out there. Nissa Worldwaker, perfect. Oath of Druids is one you have to be careful about. Usually you'll play this in like a non-green deck. Kind of weird sounding because it's a green card, but you don't want any early creatures. You want like 4, maybe 5 creatures in your deck, and they all have to be finishers. And they're, unlike in Vintage or something, you don't have very many ways to give your opponents creatures, so it's kind of a risk. Temple Garden versus Thrashing Brontodon. In a lot of formats, this would be better than the other options, like Acidic Slime, because it's just bigger and earlier, but the size just matters less. I'm going to take Temple Garden in case we wheel Mirari's Wake. Fiend Hunter, or get like a white-blue fetch or something, could happen. Yeah. Angel of Serenity. Hero of Bladehold, this card just wins on its own half the time, but I don't like it in this style of deck. Spear of Heliod, similar. And Lion's Eye Diamond, last pick for the Storm player. Okay, so it looks like white aggro's open, but I'm not going to fall for that this time. We're going green ramp. Oh no, passing one of my favorites, Ashiok. Yeah, it's potentially a card you could put in a deck like this, since the fixing does get there. We have Birds of Paradise, Snake of Paradise, Land of Paradise, but we don't have, you know, the Black Elf, for example. Eureka's too fun, with a lot we can put in with it. You have to be really careful playing with this card, but it is fun. It makes for good draft videos. Manglehorn, yeah, that's another good one here, but I think Eureka is just the kind of card we want, and then we can take all of these guys. My plan is just to collect all of the Eldrazi. Lightning Greaves is another fun one with Eureka. You just put your Lightning Greaves on your Ulamog and go to town. Maybe that could wheel, probably not, but I'm not going to pass Ulamog here. When Eldrazi came out, it was so different from anything Magic had ever done. Just these hard to understand, ridiculously powerful, massive creatures that were like natural disasters. Oh, really cool. Anyway, Regrowth. Not like we can regrowth too much here. Generally, it's a pretty good card, and I guess there's no other green card in the pack, so maybe that's what puts it over the top. Divining Top, I hate this card. I rarely ever play it, but if there seems to be a really good reason for it, then I'll give it more of a chance. I might just take Nykthos here. We have so many pieces of devotion already and not much commitment to any other color than green. So there. Verdant Catacombs. I always like a fetch. It looks like we have a good Planeswalker here we can just take. And if neither of those were here, I might just take Leyline of Sanctity as a sideboard card against burn, because that shuts off like half their cards and they never have a way of dealing with the Leyline. Of course, then you have to find a way to cast it, but we'll take Garruk here. Terastodon. That is exactly what we want with Eureka. There's also Sylvan Caryatid, not so important for us. I feel like we're doing all right for... We're on pace to get enough 1- and 2-drop creatures. Certainly we're on pace to get enough big creatures, but now that we have Eureka, I do want to prioritize these finishers. Because you really want a handful, you don't just want 1 or 2. Tooth and Nail is also perfect here, not giving up on much. It's pretty much a one-sided Eureka that costs way more mana. 9 mana, any 2 creatures into play. And oftentimes that's a win with something like Craterhoof Behemoth and Terastodon, which makes a bunch of creatures. But here, it should just set up a win in a turn or two. Okay, this is the reason it took so long to start was because this is an 8-player queue, single elimination. So I'm playing against the people I'm drafting against. And that means if we don't see a card for us, maybe we take a card we can cut. Tarka. Yeah, I don't see too much interesting. I guess Grim Lavamancer would be annoying to play against. So would Sulfur Vortex. I'm going to take Dragonlord Atarka here. It's a good one with Eureka. There we go. A couple tough ones here, because Craterhoof is definitely the kind of card we want with Awakening Zone, and usually you just win the turn you get it into play. Eureka or what have you. Sword of Body and Mind will suck to play against, but Craterhoof Behemoth is good enough here that it's worth it. Trying to think of the best 2 cards we could get to win instantly. We don't have anything that makes a bunch of creatures when it comes into play besides Terastodon, but that's only 5 total creatures, so you're attacking for 10 plus whatever you have lying about. Yeah, if you have any untapped creatures after Craterhoof Behemoth comes into play, then you probably win. Ooh, Manglehorn's back. This is solid, and this is a good format for it. Oh no, Lightning Greaves versus Llanowar Elves. That one is really hard. Tooth and Nail doesn't really do the Lightning Greaves thing. However, Eureka does. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to take Lightning Greaves here, giving up on one of our best 1-drops. But you don't need like 5 or 6 1-drops. I think 4 is what you want. And that turn, the whole turn earlier you can go off, could make a huge difference. What are we doing here? Field of Ruin. Don't really know what this does, but if we see a land that's too annoying, maybe we could bring it in out of the sideboard, or if our mana is good enough. It doesn't really slow you down. What don't we want here? Exhume is not the best against us, because often we'll be able to discard our own thing. Well, maybe not, but who knows. Thrun, also one I see as a sideboard card, because it's just a 4/4 after all. Good with swords or something. All right, here, let's split it up. So we have 5 really good targets for Tooth and Nail, basically, or targets to ramp up to. And then we have 2 really solid Planeswalkers to ramp. And in the last pack, we're hoping to open something like a Mox Emerald or Black Lotus or Gaia's Cradle or Raphelos. Just all the premium cards for this deck. And it does not disappoint. Huh, we've got Time Walk, Mana Crypt, and Raphelos. Ooh. You know, we do have a tropical island, but Raphelos might just be good enough here because we're going to have all forests in the deck. And it's possible it wheels on the table, but Mirari's Wake disappeared. And there's a lot of good stuff in this pack, but I don't think I can pass Rafellos here. That is really tough because it's the third best card in the pack. But for our deck, it's just too powerful. Lightning Greaves into Rafellos. One weakness of Rafellos is it's just kind of squishy. You know, it's easy to kill with a Lightning Bolt or just any kind of little removal. But give it hexproof. Ouch, that hurts. I'd almost rather open a weaker pack just to, so I don't have to make that choice. Emrakul the Promised End. I don't like this one as much as some of the other ones. And we have plenty of good other ones. So I'm going to leave that back. Take Wall of Roots or Ancient Tomb. There is another upside to taking cards like Emrakul, which is if we play Eureka, our opponent doesn't put it into play. Yeah, I'm going to go for Emrakul here. It's also a good sideboard card against things like Toxic Deluge and what's that other guy? Anyway, anything that your opponent can sort of kill themselves with. You steal their turn and then get them. Elder's fine. Here, we'll just take Kozilek. Maybe we'll get past Emrakul and get the whole trio. Lotus Petal would be fine, but yeah, let's take Kozilek. So we have the brothers. And I don't think the new version of Kozilek is in the cube. He's kind of harder to cast. He costs double colorless mana, and meaning those pieces of mana have to be colorless. Hermit would be fine. But let's get another 1-drop elf. Even though it adds colorless for our deck, it's still going to be good enough here. 1-drop elf, get in there. Anything else good? Reanimate, not what we want to play against. Courser's pretty cool, but I find it is a little slow for what we're trying to do. Maybe it wheels anyway. At this point, I'm not worried about the number of playables. So I'm going to cut something that's going to be tough for us to beat. Like Toxic Deluge, killing 4 of our elves or something might just be too rough. I think there is another green drafter at the table. Hard to say. I really don't like Jadelight Ranger. It's the only card in the pack that we have any chance of playing. And I guess we're at the point where we could play this as a 23rd card. It does kind of help set up some other stuff. I really don't want to play it. There we go. Gaia's Cradle doesn't take up a spot in our deck, but this is one of the best. I mean, we've got Rafellos, we've got the Tree Speaker, Garruk. We've got like almost the best card you can have at each mana cost here, including 0. Here we go. Green Sun Zenith. What about that? So if we can really ramp up, this could get Primus, Terastodon, Craterhoof. So we have green targets at the high end. We also have the Silver Bullet, Acidic Slime, Manglehorn. Or if we have our Lightning Greaves out and we want to go off, we just get a cheaper creature. So that's a great pickup here. We don't need another Garruk, even though they can both stay and play at the same time now. Yeah, not bad. It's also a pretty good play on turn 2 with Tree Speaker. You level up Tree Speaker, make 2 mana, and then get out your Birds of Paradise. Cute little play. Cute and effective. Botanical Sanctum. We don't need blue for anything, so we don't need that. And Gear Hulk, I guess. It's not another one I don't really like, but it does attack and eventually kill your opponent. I'd rather have more disruptive elements. Also, Atarka is going to be hard to cast, so probably leave that out as well. Yeah, at this point I think Emrakul comes in. So we have all 3. Wall of Roots is back. Glad to see that. And that finishes our deck. There we go. The mono green ramp deck. At this point, these are all just the same mana cost. All just expensive. 3 8s, 2 10s, and 11, and so forth. Petal? Yeah, I'll play a Petal. Turn 1 Raphelos. Turn 2 Eureka, something like that. Of course, then we won't have any cards left in our hand. Hermit. Hermit would be another good one with Craterhoof on Tooth and Nail. 6, attack with an 11/11. Plus whatever creatures you had out. Not bad. Not much left here. I'll take Caracas because a lot of our high end is legendary. And maybe we put it in against an opponent's something or other. We can afford it, but I might not main deck it because we want a lot of forests in the deck. Even Nykthos I'm not sure about. Lotus Petal is good for the acceleration. This cube is all about getting stuff out way earlier than usual. And that'll take up a land slot. What else are we doing here? Yeah, it's pretty much just 17. And that is a lot of forests. I'm going to put Caracas in just because it has some potential upside. How many forests is that? It's actual 14 forests, and I'll just take out the tropical island. So we're a little more resilient to, or resistant to something like a wasteland, which is, or can be annoying here. This is about as mono green as it gets. Oh, I hate doing this. Sure, so just to lay it out here, the game plan is to get off a Eureka and have lots of big stuff in our hand. And short of that, we can take some more time and ramp up. Raphelos ramps up quickly, Garruk ramps up quickly, Cradle helps double our mana, Tree Speaker's pretty good with that. And we didn't get any fetches, so Lotus Cobra is not as good as it could be, but all of these 2-drops help ramp from 2 to 4 mana to get an early Eureka, and that is going to be good. Nykthos. Yeah, we might as well run a Nykthos. What was that? What I was looking at here is we have 13 forests, which is not a ton, but Caracas can help save Raphelos for when that happens. When that happens to be relevant. And then we can consider some of this stuff for the sideboard, but that'll only be stuff like, let's see, the green stuff, a Tarka, possibly, and Toxic Deluge, although that's unlikely. Eureka, let's try to get lucky. Round 1. And this player is a notable player for figuring out some Slitherblade tech in an early draft format, but so maybe they'll be pretty aggressive here. Would we like to play first? Of course. And this hand is just crazy enough to work. It doesn't do anything, but we can draw into a lot of the pieces that will help get our Ulamog out there. They are down to 6. But, you know, the more powerful the format, the more rewarding it is to mulligan. It doesn't come down to cards you have in your hand so much as what kind of combos you can build up. Oh, shoot. Talking here, I kind of ruined a possibly great turn. We could have done Wall of Roots into the Pilgrim. It's not going to matter because we're nowhere near close to going off, but still. Haste, huh? Yeah, like this turn wouldn't have looked any different. Now we just have a bigger wall of roots, so it worked out for the best. Yeah, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 mana. We need 10. It's not even worth attacking. Like, the number of cards you have doesn't matter. The, oh, they are Reanimator? Or they just are drawing poorly. I wonder. Probably, I actually expect they're drawing poorly. Yeah, Ravages of War, so they are some kind of aggressive deck. Oh, is this 7 mana? It is. That was a good draw. Make sure we choose the right one. Put 2 creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. So we'll get Ulamog and his sister Emrakul. And let's let's see how they like this. Gosh. See, that was turn 5. I mean, we didn't know how we were going to win, but it kind of figured itself out there against a, you know, a goldfish, an opponent who just never drew what they needed. But yeah, black-white aggro over there, maybe with some hidden land destruction combos, like a Crucible or something. Do we have any cards that are particularly good against that, besides Toxic Deluge? No, let's go with our game plan. Even though, I can't see half our deck here, but even though being on the draw makes you a bit more reactive, it also means you don't get mana screwed as consistently. Uh-oh. Almost mana screwed here. I think we're fine. We'd rather the Nykthos be a forest, at least early, but we still have our turn 2 Raphellos. Maybe we go turn 2 Greaves, or even turn 2 Awakening Zone. Elves, what is this? This is not what I expected. It's a 4-color something, no blue, that we've seen yet. I really want this Raphellos to live. It's actually okay if it does not live, because we have good stuff to follow up with. Garruk. I wonder. Yeah. So it has a pretty good chance of living, and if it doesn't live, it's not the end of the world. And if it doesn't live, they are going to have to use some of their precious mana to kill it. Banishing Light, banishing the Raphellos. And that uses up pretty much their turn here. I'm surprised they didn't attack, but maybe they need that. Manglehorn, the wrong 3 mana piece of hate. But I suppose that's fine. Let's do Garruk. And make a beast. We could use the mana there to do Greaves, but this protects Garruk a bit better, and if they have another Banishing Light type effect, I think this just works out a bit better. It's not like we want to overrun next turn. The ultimate, after you +1, becomes live to, and it's just overrun. -4 creatures you control get +3/+3 and trample until end of turn. And they're making our poor Garruk into a tree. So he's ramping whatever he's doing, he's ramping. Great, and he is a forest, so we can actually untap Garruk with Nissa. Beautiful. Also, it makes it a forest. I wonder... if that still counts towards our devotion. I think it does. Certainly Song of the Dryads doesn't count towards our devotion, but I guess it doesn't matter here because Nykthos still wouldn't really generate any extra mana. Right, let's get Nissa. Let's untap up to 4 target forests, including Garruk. I hope I selected all of these. Sometimes there's a bit of lag on that. Zenith we can wait on, but let's get out Awakening Zone. Pass here. They might attack with Wildwood or something. We don't want our Nissa to die too easily. Not without a fight. Because white source here would mean elves could also attack. We might let Nissa take 3, but I wouldn't want Nissa to take 4. the big difference there. Great. Well, let's get Raphelos back here. And to do that, no, hold on. They're just getting color screwed again, aren't they? Once we have Raphelos out, we don't need to use it. We could kill Stirring Wildwood. I'm thinking of Green Sun Zenith for something. Well, let's think bigger. How much mana can we generate this turn? All right, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can Green Sun Zenith for an 8-drop. And if that's not good enough, then I don't know what is good enough. Also, I believe we generate extra mana with Nykthos here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure. Yes, so it is 6. Untap our forests. Don't untap their forests. 7, 9. Green Sun Zenith, and then Craterhoof ought to do it. Done. We can get all of this stuff. Makes it tiny, microscopic. So let's do it. Craterhoof. All our stuff is massive. And if we attack here all out, that should be enough to do it. I'm wondering if Lightning Greaves is going to be better to use, but I guess they just concede to that. Cool. That's a lot of mana. On turn 5 again, we go off. Round 2. Oh, here's why. We don't want this Karakas in the deck. Can we draw land? Probably not. Mulligan this. Much better. Yeah, this is great. This showcases the power. We don't need Manglehorn, hopefully. Showcases the power of Tree Speaker. The problem with Manglehorn there is we have... we have 2 things we want to ramp to, and no way to get directly there. They take our best card. Thoughtseize is annoying, but Wall of Roots will come down, and Hymn to Turok. Yikes. Wall of Roots will come down, and eventually the Terastodon. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we got off easy round 1 without much disruption, but this has just been like a 4-for-1. Eureka might bail us out. What a crazy format. Unless they just keep going ham with this Mind Twist or something. It is Mind Twist. Oh no. Well, sometimes you you get your hand discarded on turn 3. Sometimes that happens. Oh no, they've got Jace. So they flip this. They like Thoughtseize us. Casting Mind Twist again. They might as well get our card at random, yeah. still, I mean, they haven't really beaten us yet. Let's see if they find a threat here. Yeah, I guess they completely shredded our hand. And then found a threat. So that was some nice sequencing there. Gonti is one we have to worry about. Sword of Body and Mind, should have taken it. This, yeah, I'm going to concede here before they see half our deck. That was amazing. I love the mind twist there. I'm like, this reminds me of a mind twist. So it did. We need the card that, like, if you discard it, it goes into play. But that is not Thrun. I don't think there is something like that in this cube. Field doesn't do it. Thrun would be decent in something like this. But yeah, our deck, we'll just have to deal with it like it is and hope to go off a little less interrupted than we did that game. On the play, at least we'll get a chance to resolve something. Okay, maybe not. But I will keep this because it's possible that we can resolve something. Oh, and they're mulliganing. They're mulliganing to make sure they have their Thoughtseize in hand. But joke's on them. They can't take both of our 2-drops. Or any of them if they're going to lead with Island. I need to be very careful here. We can have a turn 3 Nissa. No, not quite. We can if we do Raphelos. And Raphelos might resolve here, force spikes aside. I think if we do Lightning Greaves and then Raphelos, we only get 4 mana left over. And Lotus Cobra doesn't really help out with that. Okay, let's get greedy. Raphelos resolves. We saw mostly cards that can disrupt our hand. But, you know, they have what they have. And that's what they have. Here. We can do Lotus Cobra into Birds of Paradise. Yeah, I guess we'll just do that. Lotus Cobra is not going to net any mana next turn if we do this, but if we don't do it, Birds of Paradise doesn't net us any mana, so it's kind of even. And I like that a bit better than Lightning Greaves, because Lightning Greaves doesn't add mana. I don't want to see our hand mind twisted here. If it is, hopefully we lose the Greaves in the Primus. Mind Twist is such a good card. Nighthawk. Okay, finally some normal tier cards that we have a chance at beating. I don't know how we beat it, but we'll find a way. Alright, so we add black. Because why not? Just to be dark. Just to be dark about it. World Waker. And the 4/4 wouldn't really help us against Nighthawk. Either way, this kind of works. So we'll do Lightning Greaves and equip the Birds of Paradise with Lightning Greaves. And either way, Nissa should live. Hopefully they don't steal our last card, because we can cast that this turn. They attack Nissa. No blocks. Mind Twist for 4. No. Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, shoot. They could have killed Nissa there, but they didn't. And now they're going to regret it. Untap 4 forests. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is 8 mana if I've ever seen it. Maybe we want 9 mana. I'll try to be cute here. Add a green. Equip the elves. This might make them target it. No, I guess they're not targeting it. Whatever. There we go. Woodfall Primus. I'm not sure what we want to get here, but I'll get an island. And equip to the Primus to attack. Do we want to attack here? Walking Ballista kind of messes us up if we attack. It messes Nissa up anyway, to be fair. So I'll attack. Nissa has done her job. And then we can re-equip to Birds of Paradise. I don't know why I tapped mana there. Okay, great. I should have just left the Birds of Paradise untapped. But I wanted to bait them into killing the Findhorn Elves. Like, as if we were going to cast a 9-drop or something. And they didn't fall for it. Oh well, Shriekmaw hopefully kills the Primus. No, it kills our elves. Yeah. See if they kill our birds now. I don't know. Why are they gaining so much life? Go for it. Okay. Maybe we want our birds to live. I never really thought of it like that. They can start pumping up the ballista. So at this point, I'm just going to hold back the Lightning Greaves to where it is. 7 mana. 8 mana is kind of what we need. So drawing lands here isn't the worst. It's just about as good as drawing an 8-drop or a 10-drop. And it's the same or worse as drawing like a little creature. Hope we win this game. I mean, even if I lose this match, it would be nice to get some more showcasing of this deck. Ashiok, oh, this player. They know what's good. No, not our deck. They get 3 creatures. They get Kozilek, Ulamog, and Acidic Slime. Right. Creature. That's not a creature. I wonder if we attack them, things get interesting, but we really have to kill Ashiok here. We really do. Because if they get Acidic Slime into play, that is not good. I mean, getting Acidic Slime into play also kills Ashiok. Hold on. Yeah, looks weird, but I think we have a higher chance of winning if we kill this Ashiok. And because they have so much hand disruption, I want to get this land into play. Now we have our 8, and we lose a 10 and 11 drop from the deck, and those are dead draws at this point. Acidic Slime would have been a good draw. Hopefully we're keeping them off of double blue cards. They drew the extra swamp. So if nothing else, that was a good decision. Are they going to pump up the ballista? At some point we might be dead to that. Like, all right, so what is this? 5 total, they go to 12. And then we're at 8. So I don't think we can take another big hit. Okay, we can put them to 6. Right, if we take 6 next turn, we're just dead. We can't let the ballista hit us. And that means we hold back our Primus. And it blocks what it has to block. Here they come with the Nighthawk only. And I will... I think we take it. Because if we get the right thing off the top, Green Sun Zenith, then we could possibly get it for Craterhoof with 9 mana. We're going to give them a card. Doesn't really matter. Let's give them Chupacabra. Sword is just pretty annoying. Oh, we draw the Craterhoof. Does that keep us in it? I think it might. Let's see. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 11 is 20. They can block 3 of it. Totally. That was the perfect draw. Attack all of these at J-Bones, and that keeps us alive. Wow. All because they milled us with Ashiok. They're drawing cards. Why can't I draw cards? Okay, I can eventually. It's like both players can't draw cards at the same time. Why would that be allowed? What else to do? We know they have stuff they can target our creatures with, so there is Thrun. But I'm just going to go with it. Huh. Oh, what about this? It doesn't look fast enough, but we're on the draw. Yeah, I'll keep it. And they have no Thoughtseize turn 1. I'll keep Lotus Petal in hand, because if they go for some kind of discard thing, I wouldn't mind that getting hit. Oh, this might just be too slow. The one thing that would bail us out here is like a Eureka. I mean, to be fair, their start's kind of slow as well. It might have been worth protecting our Lotus Petal here by playing it. Because then any land becomes a Nissa next turn. No attacks. That's funny. Oh, this is Hangerback Walker. This is not the Walking Ballista. So this is the one they need to tap to make it bigger. Ooh, getting rid of Death's Majesty here. And now they have both. Cool, cool. So what do we get? I guess we get a lot of stuff here. Lotus Petal, as long as they're not going to Daze or Force of Will us, we get Nissa and Garruk in play. Hopefully they can't kill both, but untap our 4 forests. And then Garruk. And this should be plenty of loyalty. Let's see. 4, we're being attacked for 4, maybe 5 next turn, which could kill Nissa. And one way to avoid all that being too bad for us is to make a beast. And it also makes Garruk a little more juicy of a target, where we could win next turn off of a Nissa. A lot could go wrong here, including getting our hand shredded by anything. Duress would be really bad. If both our Planeswalkers live, I mean, that's going to be good. But also if they do a Hymn to Turok and get both of our Eldrazi. Yeah, Shriekmaw means some of our Planeswalkers are dead here. wonder which one they kill. Probably Nissa, because they can. And then we need to draw land to do Tooth and Nail, but then land becomes lethal. Come on, land off the top. One time, I mean, can I use my one time on this? Yes, okay. Tap all the mana, untap 2 lands, this one and this one, of course. Put 2 creatures on the battlefield. How about these 2 creatures? And after that, let's have you mill the top 20 cards of your library, or exile them. I wonder if they're willing to let us see their entire deck. Well, it doesn't matter, it's the last game. So we got there. We can always win on turn 5, apparently. Huh, I was not expecting to win this match, but they didn't have all the crazy disruption they had in game 1 for start, and that's, well, dodging that means we get to go to the finals. In the finals versus Fluff-A-Tog. I don't know what you have to sacrifice to give that thing +2/+2, but fast start. They're already up to 4 mana on turn 2. It's going to be just about as good as we can do. That could make all the difference, winning the die roll in the vintage cube here, but we'll try our best. Turn 3 Nissa. Jiraga, I mean, that's just how good Jiraga is on its own. But they don't have any follow-up. Another Abzan deck, kind of like SQ Lut in the round 1. Right. Getting Karakas in doesn't really do much here. Maybe we can attack. I mean, the damage doesn't really matter, but I can't see a haste creature or like a Gideon's Reproach or something. This isn't a standard draft format. You don't have bad cards like that. It is refreshing to have a format that is so limited to like only powerful cards. Oh, interesting. We're gonna have to discard. This is the power of being on the play with Artifact Ramp. We discard a card. I'm going to discard Nykthos. Maybe Kozilek? We need to hit our land drops, and Nykthos could be one. Yeah, I'll discard Kozilek here. Oh, choose 5 cards in your hand. Blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Choose the ones to keep. Sacrifice all creatures. I guess we're done. So that was a nice 2-for-1 there. That also, well, it was more of a 3-for-1 because the creature they killed added 2 mana. Yeah, we don't have much else to do here. Can see putting Karakas into play, it dies to Wasteland, which is kind of a drawback, but it can also just bounce back whatever they can play, possibly. There's some upside and some downside to that, and it's funny how often it will be relevant. So Hero of Bladehold is not one we can bounce back, and it is one we have to be incredibly afraid of. But we don't have the luxury of doing anything else. Definitely one of those games where play versus draw could have mattered a ton. Nissa won't be able to protect herself against too many of these attackers. We might even block with Avacyn's Pilgrim on one of the 2/1s that attacks here, just so we'll only have 4 creatures attacking us the next turn. No, it'll still be too much for Nissa. So yeah, I think we don't block. We play Nissa and then animate one of our lands. sure. So at least that can block the hero itself. A bit of a 6-mana play, and then if they get us really low, it's possible they ignore Nissa, and we can untap and play Ulamog. Fingers crossed. Upkeep, what have they got for us? Such a strange format. This could be where they... who knows? Not doing anything. Get that forest out there. And let's animate a forest. Newly controlled. So we'll tap that one. Play Nissa. And then make a 4/4. These colors are just going to be able to have removal and all that kind of stuff. But if the 4/4 lives, ooh, I think we're dead to this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess we're not exactly dead. So we'll use the ability in case Nissa lives. But we're definitely, like, if we're not dead, Nissa's definitely dead. 7, then we'll just have to draw our Miracle top deck. I don't think there is anything this time, unfortunately. So the best bet is them making a mistake. Thirst for knowledge to secure their victory. In turn 6, I mean, they've missed half their land drops. And they discard Vidalcan Shackles, a good one to know about. They seem to be kind of color greedy, but against us it's good with even one island. Manglehorn's going to be solid. Yeah, those 2 little ones will kill Nissa. And then we'll take 7 to 6. So any 3 of these soldiers will be lethal next turn, and there'll be 6 of them if we can't kill Hero somehow. And that won't do it, so I'll give this to them. I'll give it to them, as if they didn't take it themselves. Great. Field of Ruin might come in over Caracas. Maybe, I mean, maybe that's good. Who knows? Their deck had some weird non-basics. Yeah, sure. And then if we win this and we see that they have some cool legends, we can swap it out. But we'll play first. We might never see it in the first place. Oh, no. This hand is really weak if we don't draw a lot of good stuff. Yeah, I think we mulligan this. This is a bit better. How does this work? So we go Wall of Roots on turn 2. If that lives, Awakening Zone on turn 3. Acidic Slime might be good enough, because that can kill things that could steal Wall of Roots or whatever. Manglehorn would be better here, but what can you do? Yeah, and then we can possibly Green Sun for Raphellos. Preordained, sure. Oh yes, being on the play feels so much faster. I mean, their start is so slow. And I have a feeling that Awakening Zone will go unanswered for quite some time. Whereas a creature like Raphellos might not get off so easily. Right, and we might want a green sun for something else here. Okay, I feel happy about that. One way or another, we'll get to acidic slime here. We can attack whatever we think will be better against what we're getting after that. Maybe just plain old island. Monastery mentor is fun. Always yes, always yield. Makes things a little simpler. Let's do this. Let's get out the slime. And the slime kills... It could kill the black source or the double blue. Let's attack their basics here. Who knows if that'll work out. If we didn't know they had the Vidalcan shackles, I wouldn't bother. Oh no, prevent all damage that this would deal. Sure, I wonder if they have another prowess trick with the mentor. Nope, so we saved some life there. Now we have Raphelos, so we never needed to worry about that. And Nykthos nets us a mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we play Raphelos. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have 5 left over for Green Sun. I'm not sure what Green Sun really does. Or we do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not enough for a big tooth and nail. So instead of all that, let's just make some green, make some noise, and pass it like this. Because we can't really pressure Gideon here, but Gideon's kind of slow. We're going to go over the top of that if we get the chance, if they don't disrupt us too awfully much. Acidic slime might have done huge amounts of disruption to them. We'll just never know without seeing their hand. Stop all their double blue cards. Plenty of white though. Maybe they're just a white deck splashing Preordain, which doesn't make too much sense, but something like that. All right, this is like the crucial turn there, so I paused for a bit after their thinking. Now, what are they thinking about? They're thinking that if they do 3 damage to us, they'll be all set for the rest of the game. Yeah, I wonder what this is. Oh, it's a balance. It has to be balance. Or some kind of wrath effect. We don't lose too much by blocking then. Or it might just be a ploy to kill our acidic slime so we don't ramp up quite enough with Nykthos. Yeah, but I don't see our stuff living here, so I think it's just block like this. Desperation attack like this. Make sure we do kill the mentor, though. That's funny, because if it is balance in particular, then leaving the mentor alive means we get to keep more creatures. This way, we sack everything but Wall of Roots. We both have 3 lands. We only have, well, Awakening Zone kind of breaks that tie. 4, 5 mana next turn. 7 if we draw land. 8 with the Awakening Zone. So it's not enough to go deep with Tooth and nail. Oh shoot, time walk? Now things look really strange. Okay. And what did they plus their Gideon yet? No, they have not. And they do have the balance. So they have to discard a card, but we have to, and they have to sacrifice a land. So it ends up pretty even here. It ends up kind of balanced. And we'll just keep our Raphelos. Planeswalkers get to stay and do their thing. But yeah, our best creature here has to be Raphelos. Done. Sacrifice the rest. And they discard a Vidalcan Shackles. So we took that away with our Acidic Slime. Oh no! They can't lose as long as they have a Gideon? Well, we'll just have to kill Gideon too. And they are starting to get on the beatdown plan. Take a somewhat big hit there. And this is the time walk we passed, shoot. Okay, Forest might have been a good draw. Can we pressure Gideon here? So that is 6, 7, 8. It's 8 mana, so Tooth and Nail doesn't do it. We don't net any mana here with Awakening Zone, so we'll just have to take a look at the deck for a second. Alright, it looks like 9 mana is going to go off next turn no matter what. Let's go for Green Sun Zenith for 1. Keep our creatures untapped just so we don't die. And then level up our little guy. So we get Derogatory Speaker. We level it up. Pumping another level into it just doesn't work here. So the plan is to survive, and survive with enough mana to do Tooth and Nail, and then hope to survive the turn after that. Because if we Tooth and Nail for the right thing, none of our stuff gives us extra life, but and we don't get the Annihilator or the cast triggers on the Eldrazi, but I'm sure there's some upside somewhere. So we definitely want to survive with 9 mana if we can. Well, the other option is to just go for a win with Craterhoof. Maybe that's the best bet. So survive here with at least life as possible. And let's just think about that. So 6, 9, 15. It's 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like 15 if they have one prowess trigger. So it might just be worth throwing one Eldrazi spawn in front of this, calling it a day. Because there aren't so many tricks in the format. Lightning Helix, what would that do? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Lightning Helix plus another spell is still just 14. We have to block with something, so I think it's got to be our spawn here. Okay, we're at 6. We are not dead. And it's our turn. So, can we do it? Nykthos nets us 1 mana. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can definitely Tooth and Nail. And we need to end up killing Gideon to win, which we can do with Terastodon. So we kill 2 of our own permanents. So we'll end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things, and 3 21, killing that. Oh, it might not be enough. Hold on. Is it better than that? We can't attack with the Eldrazi spawn. Can we do better than that? Alright, so it looks like we need to do this. That's 4. That's 8, and that's 9. And then we can entwine Tooth and Nail. So, looks like a good start. But then we have to be super careful here because I don't know if we get away with attacking this turn. I think we need to kill Gideon and Celestial Colonnade and have as many blockers back as possible. Craterhoof doesn't win it here. I could check that one more time, but if we Craterhoof and Terastodon, Terastodon's going to put 3 creatures into play, Craterhoof puts 1, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures in play. We have 2 attackers, the Craterhoof and the Tree Speakers, that's 14, 15, it's 20. But we have to kill Gideon by giving them an elephant, so that's 3 damage they can block. So it's not enough. And certainly if we had more damage, and we'd have to attack Gideon, so that wouldn't work either. Woodfall Primus doesn't add enough creatures, but we could do something like Terastodon and Woodfall Primus. And what that does is no damage to them, but it kills Gideon, Colonnade, and gives us a bunch of blockers. It gives us 4 blockers, Colonnade, 4, so it's 6 creatures total. They can only have 6 attackers since we shut down the Colonnade. Oof, well, they have 1 more with the elephant we'll give them. But that looks like it might be the best bet. And then what? Well, then we have infinite mana, and hopefully they don't have enough to do. So let's try that. Okay, so put 2 cards into play. Done. Destroy target non-creature permanent. That will be... Oh, interesting. Celestial Colonnade... Celestial Colonnade is a creature permanent if they make it into one. So we want to use Woodfall Primus to kill Gideon, but only give them an elephant if they give us a reason to. Okay. So do they activate the Colonnade? If so, they get 1 less elephant, so I don't think we're dead to that. Oh, maybe we are. Anyway, we'll still have 6 blockers for their 6 attackers, plus the 4. So it could put us to 2. It's very close here. Would they rather have... I mean, I think they'd rather have their Colonnade, right? Uses up all their mana here anyway. Yeah, it's really a shame that Craterhoof just wasn't an instant win, but that's what you get for Gideon of the Trials. The first time I've seen this emblem be relevant ever. Alright, it looks like they are activating it, which protects it from the ability. Still use mine, and we still kill Gideon. Okay. Well, we can attack for 1. Hopefully they don't draw land here. That puts us on a 2-turn clock, although it does mostly tap them out. Signet doesn't do it. Not on its own. Also, hopefully we draw something to win us the game, because we haven't quite gotten there. We've done survival, but not winning. Yes! Oh no! Why? Why are we so lucky? It's not fair not to slow roll them here. Sorry, man. Okay. They don't have a Gideon in play, correct? Alright, F6. Alright. attack with everything. And that better be enough damage. Any two creatures are lethal. Minus 62. Craterhoof, you are insane. Thank you for being Craterhoof, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy Cube, and if you don't get to do it online, proxy some power and find a vintage cube. It really is my favorite iteration of the cube, and if you've watched these games you can see why that might be. Anyway, good luck, and I'll see you next time. Maybe I'll cut that out and put it in. That seemed like it was it. Oh no. I guess we lost the first game. Well, the sentiment is still there. Win or lose. Win or lose the tournament. At least we have that game. Shoot. Caracas. Yeah. So it turns out Field of Ruin actually really messes them up here. And Caracas doesn't help us out so much unless they start using Faith's Fetters on Ulamogs and things like that. But we'll try it like this again. Have to quicken the pace here. 7 minutes left. I took a while thinking about what the best play was, and we just got rewarded. One more time like that. One more time with feeling. Cradle's pretty good. Cradle's just 1 mana here. We could Field of Ruin the Godless Shrine. But I'd rather save it for a more important land. A land of more import. Oops. We also didn't really need to show our Gaia's Cradle. Whatever, so it's 3, 4, 5, 6 mana next turn, still not enough to do much. Is it time for them to steal one of our guys? They don't have 5 mana this turn, so they can't really steal something. I wonder if they want to show us it, even. The Vidalcan Shackles. Okay, Thirst. And they're discarding Wormcoil Engine. They possibly have a Reanimator type thing because they're so close to 6 mana that why would you get rid of that? They might just go Reanimate right now. Could happen. And it doesn't seem like a Reanimator deck, but it seems like a good stuff deck that could easily run something like that, especially since we have so many big targets. Path. Yeah, not that we need white. Path is really weird there. It does shut down, well, it's not that weird. It does shut down Gaia's Cradle, for what it's worth. Godless Shrine does take them off of 2 colors. I wonder if they even have a swamp in their deck. Let's do it on their end step. I don't know. Let's maybe just not do it. Preordain. Actually, I might do it here just to thin our deck a little bit. I'd love to get an Ulamog out there. It's funny that them exiling our Pilgrim also takes away a Devotion for Nykthos, so it double hits us. 1 less mana for the Cradle, 1 less mana for Nykthos. There's our Shackles. And let's get that. They can have more. They can have more blue if they want. They're not going to steal our big stuff. Not for a long while. Get our green. And they get another blue, sure enough. Creature? Yeah, draw one right away. Yeah, it would be with our luck. Now, I want to use... Oh, Vidalcan Shackles. It's so annoying for us. 6? Yeah, 6 is not 8. So let's give them the Wall of Roots. And I was just wondering this turn about whether we want to give it a -0, -1 counter. I think we don't, because it's possible we could get it back. And one little mini game they could play is trying to minus it on every turn just to kill it off and then steal something else. So here they go, steal the, well, maybe they have something else in mind. Almost all the colors of the rainbow here. Ooh, Frost Titan. Tap down the Cradle, which doesn't bother me too much, and pass it back. Slime? Oh, yes! They were too late. Now they'll have to, so we killed the Shackles for sure, but now they have to tap down Frost Titan to get in damage, so it unlocks Gaia's Cradle. If you like top decking, this is the format for you. Now I'm still not sure we're going to win this game, but there's a lot better chance now that they can't just steal our Wall of Roots, and we might have a lot of mana next turn. How much mana is that? So Nykthos doesn't net anything, but it's 3, 7, potentially 8 mana, 9 with our thing. So one of our sources could be lost here, and we would still have Woodfall Primus, as long as we don't lose Gaia's Cradle. We could lose one creature as long as it's not Wall of Roots. Yeah, we can't lose either of these two. Here we go. Can't block with that, don't want to block with that. Take some extra damage. Do we have 9 here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is 9. They might counter our thing. 7, 8, 9. It's not going to stop me from trying. We didn't see much in the way of counter magic in the first games. Mystic Snake? I have to undo this tapping if that's the case. What is it? One of each color. Cryptic Command? Although, that's a funny way to tap for that spell. Maybe it is Mystic Snake and they don't know how to undo tapping. There are... Magic Online's kind of weird, and you can right-click to undo, or you can just press Control-Z. But how would you know that, right? Without someone to tell you. In which case they could still pay for Mystic Snake. They would just have to tap one extra island here. I have no idea. And we'll be back when they're back. Oh, they're adding stuff. Mystic Confluence. Oh dear. Counter unless we pay 3. Can't do it. Return creature to its owner's hand. So we get to redeploy. If they let us. But that's a good counter spell. Instant speed draw 3 is already a great card. But then all the other stuff added in there. So we'll take another 6. And here they tap down, I guess, Gaia's Cradle again. Don't want to block there. We'll have to start blocking eventually, but not today. Not yet. 7. We have 8 again for Woodfall Primus. I guess I'll go for that. Then we're in like chump zone with a Wall of Roots. Then what do we give up? Do we hit black mana or do we hit red? Oh no, Lingering Souls is gonna kill us too. What do we do? 5, I mean that's 5, 6, 7. So if we kill black mana, they can't flash back Lingering Souls. I think that has to be our plan here. We tap this, we block there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We take at least 5. Probably 7. But 7 is not necessarily lethal, and then we could untap and play Ulamog, which would also not necessarily win it, but it might be our best shot. Primus. Primus taking down Dimir Signet. At least it's a clear plan. At least we can say that of it, but moment of truth. Do we survive this turn? And if so, we have to be careful exiling Frost Titan because it will counter the ability if we don't or can't pay an extra 2. And we probably won't be able to pay an extra 2. 6, 8, 9, or even cast it at all. I don't know how we win here. Even Craterhoof doesn't bail us out of this. Sphinx's Rev, so we do go to 1. They also go to 21. And no amount of absurdity can save us. Lotus Petal, we're saved. Almost. Ulamog, let's do it. So we can exile 2 things, but it just doesn't matter because it would counter it if we targeted Frost Titan. And we're still dead to everything. So what we needed here was some way to give this haste. If we had our Time Walk, overkill. I was really happy about winning game 2, so if you want my heartfelt sign-off, I guess, go watch the end of game 2 of the finals. But wow, what a fun time, regardless. Vindhorn Elves, yeah. And definitely a powerful deck from our opponent here. All because we passed the Time Walk for Rafellos. Time Walk versus Rafellos. You have the answer.